Hello everybody, my name is Michael Quinn. I'm one of the directors of the Quinn Group. This month on Quintessential TV, we'll be discussing moving your business structure from a sole trader to a company and the sorts of things that you need to be aware of. When you're looking to transfer your structure from sole trader to a company, there are so many different aspects that you need to consider and to action in this process. And it may be the process that some of these may be overlooked. The following aspects must be considered and implemented to effectively and proactively transfer a business from a sole trader to a company. You need to consider the assets, the business name, the debtors, the employees, the creditors, the landlord, utility accounts, work cover insurance, and of course taxation obligations. If the business owns any physical or intangible assets, what should happen to these assets must be considered. These assets could remain with the old entity, being the sole trader, and then hired out to the new entity, being the company, or be transferred, sold to the new entity. If the assets are to be transferred or sold, a professional asset valuation must be undertaken and then proper consideration must be paid by the new entity to the old entity. As registered business valuers, we can help in this regard. If a business name is registered with ASIC, then a business name transfer to the new entity is required. To transfer the business name with ASIC to the new entity, it may be that if the business name has any value, that the new entity must pay consideration for the business name to the old entity. All old debtors should be collected through the old entity. Resist the temptation to collect them in the new entity. Any proceeds from the debtors can be used to pay out the old entity's debts, and once collected, the old entity's customer accounts should be finalised. New customer accounts should be set up in the new entity's name and payments made to the new entity. Any new contracts for work must be set up in the name of the new entity. Any employees must be transferred to the new entity. This involves terminating them from the old entity and getting them to sign a new employment agreement under the new entity, as well as completing new tax declaration forms. Any accrued entitlements will transfer to the new entity. Addressing the creditor position is critical for business owners to alleviate personal liability. New accounts must be opened with all suppliers or creditors in the new entity, and any old ones be paid out in full and closed. Otherwise, the potential risk is that debts will continue to accrue in the old entity's name. In setting up new accounts in the new entity, the credit application must be carefully read and considered, particularly regarding any director's guarantees and real property charging clauses. Importantly, any lease for the business premises must be transferred or assigned to the new entity. Alternatively, a new lease can be entered into. Again, just like the supplier accounts, care should be taken when reviewing any of the new documentation being signed. New utility accounts for power, phone, gas, etc. will need to be set up or transferred to the new entity. New work cover policy must be taken out in the new entity that is now employing staff. Likewise, any insurance policies must be set up in the new entity and the old ones cancelled. Significantly, the new entity must take all necessary steps to follow the ATO stringent requirements. The ATO will require the new entity to register for the required tax obligations. The ATO will require the new entity to register for the required tax obligations, including income tax, GST and PAYG. It may also be the case that the old entity can now cancel any GST or PAYG registrations once final returns are completed and lodged. Considering all these and acting upon them as required is vital, and as an asset protection strategy. If you'd like to know more about this topic or you need advice in this area, please contact us. You're welcome to email us at info@quinns.com.au. We'd love to get your feedback in relation to Quintessential TV, so please like, comment and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you all next month. I'm Michael Quinn. Bye for now.